From Storm Tracker 6, this is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
A beautiful start to the work week across mid-Michigan. Satellite and radar are basically void of any activity across the entire state as we are sitting under some very dry and very sunny conditions. Temperature-wise, we're at 75 degrees in Lansing, 78 our current temperature in Mason and Owasso. We're up to 79 degrees thus far over in Coldwater. We will stay very dry and very sunny, not only as we go throughout the rest of the day today, but likely for the next several days. But we do have a bit of a cool down in the middle of the week that we need to talk about. 6 News at noon starts right now.
WMMS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at noon.
Right now at noon, the search for answers and more victims of a mass shooting and fire at a church in Grand Blanc. It is our top story at noon. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kirk Montgomery. Investigators are searching for a motive in Sunday's deadly attack at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Police say a gunman opened fire during a Sunday morning worship service and then set the building on fire. At least 4 people are dead, and authorities say that number could rise as a number of individuals remain unaccounted for. Anna Zach is here for you now with the very latest on the deadly attack.
Law enforcement are not speculating on a motive at this point, but they are calling this an act of targeted violence.
Investigators are searching through the debris of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Grand Blanc, Michigan, looking to see if there are more victims.
The active shooter of the church.
Police say the gunman rammed a vehicle into the church, then opened fire on hundreds of worshipers before setting the building on fire.
All indications on this investigation are the suspect used an accelerant of some sort, we believe gasoline, and lit the church on fire.
Police have identified the deceased suspect as 40-year-old Marine veteran Thomas Jacob Sanford from nearby Burton, Michigan. Police say they took him down 8 minutes after the first 911 emergency call.
When the vehicle first rammed into the building, which was standing right over there, a number of churchgoers who heard the bang ran outside to see if they could help, only to find themselves face to face with the shooter.
As I was running, with how close he was getting to me, with his shooting, I was just standing there or running, expecting to get a bullet in the back of my just legs or in my back or something.
Paul Kirby said the hardest part was being separated from his wife and children.
That was the scariest moment of my life, is not knowing my family was okay.
He said he didn't hear the shooter say a word as he went on his rampage.
As investigators continue to look into the shooter's background, here's what we've learned. He graduated from a nearby high school. He served as a Marine from 2004 to 2008 and was deployed in Operation Iraqi Freedom. Lana Zach, CBS News, Grand Blanc, Michigan.
Now, in response to this attack, Governor Gretchen Whitmer ordered all U.S. and Michigan flags be lowered to half-staff immediately at the state capitol and on public grounds. She issued a statement saying her heart is breaking for the Grand Blanc community and violence anywhere, especially in a place of worship, is unacceptable. A press conference is scheduled for 12:30 at the Grand Blanc Township Police Department. You can watch it live on our website, WLNS.com. Other news now, President Trump plans to send 200 National Guard troops to Portland, Oregon, claiming the city is, quoting now, war-ravaged. Trump says the troops will protect ICE facilities under siege from attack by Antifa and other domestic terrorists. The declaration sparked protests in Portland, and state officials filed suit against the administration, challenging the deployment. Oregon Governor Tina Kotek says the president is not listening to local leaders about what is really needed to combat crime and mental health issues.
When the president and I spoke yesterday, I told him in very plain language that there is no insurrection or threat to public safety that necessitates military intervention in Portland or any other city in our state.
President Trump earlier authorized the use of federal troops in Memphis, Tennessee, and they're set to arrive as early as today. Agents from 13 agencies will make up the Memphis Safe Task Force to help local law enforcement fight crime. It includes unarmed National Guard troops, several hundred state police officers, and members of ICE and the DEA. In Lansing, City Clerk Chris Swope and Lansing Community College are hosting a voter registration drive at the Lansing's downtown campus. The Lansing City Clerk's office will be registering people to vote September now through Wednesday from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. outside of the Arts and Sciences building. Also, absentee ballot applications and information about voting at home, voting early, pre-voter registration for 16 and 17-year-olds, and online voter registration will be available on site. We have 2 traffic alerts for you that could affect your commute through Ingham and Jackson counties, starting with a closure in Meridian Township. The Michigan Department of Transportation says the North Meridian Road and Grand River Avenue intersection will close today. It's part of the Grand River Avenue Bridge Replacement Project. Right now, the new bridge is expected to open in December or January, and weather depending, the intersection should reopen in early November. And for those of you driving through Jackson County, MDOT will close the Michigan Avenue roundabout today for rebuilding. It's just southeast of I-94 near the village of Parma. The closure started at 7 o'clock this morning and will continue for 2 weeks, with the roundabout set to reopen on Monday, October 13th. And starting today, state police will be cracking down on distracted and reckless driving. In a post on X, the MSP 1st District announcing plans for a statewide traffic initiative enforcing the fail to move over law. The agency reports troopers from 5 of its districts will take part, including officials from the Jackson and Monroe posts. They'll be on the road looking for reckless and distracted drivers, starting at 11 this morning to 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
It is another gorgeous, sunny, and very dry afternoon across mid-Michigan. Notice on satellite and radar, not a whole lot of activity that we have to talk about across the state of Michigan, even across the Midwest. Not a whole lot that we have to track to our west. Notice there's just a couple of very thin high-level clouds over in portions of the Dakotas, Minnesota, and over in northern Iowa. Some of that cloud cover will be making its way into our region as we move into the day tomorrow. But aside from that, not a whole lot of active weather that we have to talk about. There's widespread sunshine in the forecast as we go throughout the rest of our Monday. We stay dry and mostly clear overnight tonight. Mostly sunny conditions will be sticking around as we move into our Tuesday as well. Wednesday is going to start off on a very sunny note, but by the time we get into the afternoon and evening hours of the day, notice cloud cover will be on the increase across the area, which will help our temperatures to cool down just slightly, with highs topping out in the mid-70s. It's going to be a very similar situation even as we roll into our Thursday, but even though we are increasing the cloud cover across the area, there's still no chance for rain that we have to talk about over the course of the next 6 days. Not only are we going to be very dry, we're also still going to be trending incredibly warm across the region as well. Temperatures throughout the next 6 days going to be well above average for this time of year. Even after that, the long-range outlook from the Climate Prediction Center says that through at least October 13th, we're going to have that bullseye of above normal temperatures right over the lower peninsula. Now, even though we are generally going to be trending above average, we do still have a couple of temperature fluctuations that we need to talk about. Notice that for today and tomorrow, we're topping out in the low 80s. Because that cloud cover will be increasing as we go into the middle of the work week, temperatures Wednesday and Thursday going to be slightly cooler in the mid to upper 70s, but still, this is well above average for this time of year, and that cool down doesn't stick around for long. There is a gorgeous forecast with some more summer-like temperatures on the way as we move into the upcoming weekend. Outside right now, no cloud cover across mid-Michigan. We're at 77 degrees over here in the city of Lansing. Dew point sitting in the low 60s, so still overall incredibly comfortable outside. A very similar situation over in Grand Ledge, sitting at 72 degrees. No sustained winds or wind gusts being picked up by our sensor thus far on this Monday. We're at 76 for our current temperature over in Jackson, and our final stop in Hillsdale, very similar with the lack of cloud cover in the area. Current temperature is sitting right at 76 degrees. Today, we're making it up to a high of 82, well above average for this time of year. Notice that average high normally right around 68 degrees. Even overnight tonight, still going to be trending above normal, mostly clear skies. Overnight lows will only be cooling down into the low 50s. The 6-day forecast, again, lots of dry weather that we have to talk about. So if you have any outdoor activities planned, not only as we go throughout the work week, but even as we move into the upcoming weekend, no chance of any rain to delay those plans. Again, the only real thing that we have to note is that slight cool down on the way for Wednesday and Thursday, but still mid-70s by the time we get into early October.
That's an unbelievable forecast, really, for this time of year.
It's been unbelievable for the past couple of weeks.
You're right. We'll take it.
We'll keep the trend going, or try to at least.
Try to. All right. Thank you. All right. Still ahead.